Hey everyone, thank you very much for joining another CloudTask Marketplace Skillbridge on this beautiful Wednesday. So let's get started. So as you guys know, the main agenda is to start discussing what is it that you need in order to get activated and what's the difference between activation and top rated, right? What does that little top rated badge mean besides, it looks cool, shows that, I'm kind of verified, I stand out from the rest. So let me get started. I'll share screens and we're going to go straight to CloudTask Marketplace. So start sharing here. All right. Cool. So as you guys can see, straight into the platform, checking it out. So I can type in, someone's name, Natalia, Esteban, Juan, Evelyn, right? So, or I could quickly come over here, check out candidates, right? And now, slowly but surely, internet's working with me. We're having our candidates pop up, but if you want to make sure, you can make sure by clicking on listing type and candidates. So Rita, Stephanie, and my man Mebabit. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Mebabit. So these three right here, right? Let's check out the pictures. So good headshots, professional, looks good. So Danny on this coaching session is representing CloudTask, but nonetheless, if I was going to make a video introduction about myself, hey, this is Danny, 35 years old, have 3 beautiful kids. Currently living in the beautiful city of Medellin. I have over 12 years of sales, customer success, and management experience. That would look a lot better if, I had my nice sweater. I could get my sweater on real quick because nonetheless, zip it up a little bit. And then, hey, I'm looking a lot better. Medellin is not that cold. If I lived in Bogota, maybe the sweater would merit. But my point is you can be underdressed, right? And still look dressed. You might have shorts on, but nonetheless, if you guys are going to make a video or place your professional picture, the more professional, right, you look, the better. So keep that in mind. It is hot, so I'm going to take this off. Just wanted to make that clear point that you guys could still be working nice and cozy, comfy, and still, quickly turn on that professional attire on, right? So let's check it out. So besides the professional picture that all three have, let's see their titles. So 18 years of sales experience in different verticals using CRM tools, funnelitics that haven't heard of them, and account planning techniques as a sales professional. Virtual right hand for leaders, streamlining operations, driving sales, and creating systems that scale. Results-driven sales representative, SDR, logistics, and client relations expert, 5+ years. So there's a common trend. There's a little bit of a catchy tagline. You get a little bit of a sense of what they've been doing or how they can relate, right? Hey, this is my title. This is the subject line to my email that's going to entice you to click on Stephanie or not, right? Either I'm going to click on it or not. And then I'll get to see that, oh, she's been a virtual assistant, administrative coordinator. Let's check out and see what other type of industries she's been in. Oh, real estate. I'm a real estate company. This might be something that I'd like to check out. So before moving forward, in order to get activated, professional picture, you need to have a good title, right? The more impacting, the better, guys. We can't control how impacting it is. Now, we move on to the work experience. The work experience is your resume, is your CV. So just on LinkedIn, we highly recommend that you guys add and be as specific as possible. I'll get into that when I'm giving you the differentiator between an active profile and what gets you that top rated badge like Stephanie. But yeah, let's move forward. So we have the professional picture. We have a good title. All right. And we have work experience. Now we're moving on to the video. No need to listen to this video. We will listen to a video.
So here's the thing.
But so checking out the video, you can't mention your last name, right? Or give out any contact information. That's given to the hiring company once an offer is made and you've decided to accept. right? So just a little FYI there. So again, you don't mention your last name. You're in a professional environment, professional attire. I always recommend flipping the camera horizontally. That way you could get more of your head and shoulders in frame. If you do have headphones, right, not having to have that, so you could have a little bit of hand movement is always going to be a positive on these video introductions. Projects a little bit more confidence. So good stuff there. So Stephanie has a good video. I believe it was a minute. Yeah, a minute 10. A minute 10. We recommend 60 seconds to 2 minutes. If you go to 3 minutes, that's fine. It's your profile. We highly recommend 60 seconds to 2 minutes because rarely do we see anyone watching over that, right? So make sure you're clear and concise on what it is you've been doing, how relevant it is in the roles that you're looking for today. In that video, 60 seconds, 2 minutes, enough said, right? And again, just to impress. So with those 4 bare minimums, you will be activated, right? You'll be able to be on here like Rita, for instance, and have that. Let me see. Loading slowly but surely. Want to make sure that Rita should be. Yep, she does have her work experience. Great. So having the top rated badge, not only does it allow companies can visibly see Rita, right? A company can come in here, check out Rita. It's passive, but Stephanie and Mebabit can definitely go ahead and go into one of the opportunities. Going to show you guys that right now. And apply directly, right? So basically, top-rated badge allows you to apply directly for opportunities within our marketplace. Enough said. You're able to be proactive. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for companies to say, oh, I want to interview Rita. You can go ahead and land in their dashboard. So at the bottom on the landing page, on the main landing page, you'll see showcase your expertise, connect with buyers, and grow your business. So browse clients. This will be the key, right? So scroll to the bottom, browse clients. If you have a top-rated badge, you can do this and apply. If you don't have a top-rated badge, you can do this and share this job post with the team and hope the company says yes to the interview, right? So software demo specialist, financial operations specialist, you can actually categorize it. So if I'm looking for only sales positions, because, as of now, that is where not most, but that's where most of the money, where it's you kind of control how much money you can earn monthly, based off of monthly base and your commissions. So moving to, it took me to let's go here real quick. Sorry about that. Buyers. And we're going to hit job posts. Job posts. There we go. All right, cool. So the job post, again, if you don't have a top-rated badge, you'll be able to come here, check it out. Awesome. You do need to be logged in, right? And then you'll be able to go ahead and apply if you have a top-rated badge. That's it. Enough said. Now, what is the difference, or how not different? I'm sorry. What do you have to do in order to earn that top-rated badge? So let's go back to the profiles itself. Sellers, because you guys are sellers. You're selling your services. Let's refresh that real quick. In case you guys, have seen on the website, sellers, I'm not selling anything. You are, right? You're selling your services. You're an independent contractor selling your services. So you guys are sellers. All right. There we go. So let's check out, let's say, top-rated do come up first. Few here that don't have, but here's a good example. So before even clicking, I can tell that Steven hasn't gotten, the top-rated badge potentially is for, the title is okay. It has numbers, which I love. I love this. I actually do. But you got to give it a little bit more love in the sense of more effort, right? So I think this is my man, Steven Khaled. If I'm not mistaken, we've played football in the past, but all right, cool. So we got copywriter. All right, copywriter. All right, so we have 2 job experiences. Now, I'm not stating that 3 is the golden number, but if you have more relevant experience, add it there. You'll be in a better position to get that top rated badge, right? So if someone has 5 job experiences and they're relevant, then I would definitely add that there. Makes sense. So add as much work experience that is relevant today. I worked in the hotel industry prior to this, but I don't necessarily need to add, when I was a bellhop, when I was a receptionist, unless that has been my most relevant and most recent experience, right? So we have the work experience. My man's dressed well, got a tie on, love it. Revenue focused, sales and professional copywriter with 6+ years, driving acquisition, launches, and retention across. All right, good. A very good about me section. I think if my man Steven fixes that title just a bit, he can definitely get onto that top rated badge, right? And let's open.
I'm a full direct response copy.
All right, cool. I'm a full direct response copywriter. He didn't necessarily mention his name at all. So I said, don't mention your last name. You could definitely say, hey, this is Steve. Hey, this is Steven. Hey, this is Danny, aka Dan, right? So make sure you're able to be as, bubbly or direct as you'd like. But yeah, definitely okay not to mention your name. I would recommend you do mention your name. He's got a nice polo on, cool. He's in his home, nice, nothing crazy in the back, right? Sometimes we have some remote candidates that believe that clutter is okay to have in their video. It's not, right? Just because they're going to be under the impression. And when I say they, the hiring companies are going to be under the impression that if this is how they're, representing themselves now, imagine when I definitely keep that in mind, guys. And once again, this video is horizontal, which I'd love. I'm going to reach out to my man Khaled, aka Steven, and let him know that he's this close of being, having that top rated badge. And then again, guys, if you're watching this and you believe that you should have that top rated badge, reach out to Blue, Arturo, Mateo, myself, right? Reach out to the CloudTask team and we'll definitely check it out. We'll check it out and see if there's any changes. We might have not captured any of your changes in real time, right? So top rated badge, make sure that your video, right, is spot on. You're in frame. You're expressing yourself in a very confident way. Yeah, let's move forward. So professional picture, same thing as activation. Your video is very important. So it's broken down in 3 things. Professional attire, how am I projecting on a visual scale? Now, what is my English level, right? Number 2. And then number 3, one thing is I speak English. Hey, I speak English. Great. That's it. That's not enough, right? So what is my work experience and how does that relate to the roles that I'm looking for, right? And what type of business acumen do I have, right? So let me try and say that one more time. So on the video, it's professional attire. How well am I dressed? How well is my professional environment? 2, my English level. Obviously, the higher English level I have, the better, because 99.9% of the company, well, all right, 95.5% of the companies are US based, right? We might have 1 or 2 from the UK, 1 or 2 from Australia, but main focus is the US and Canada. And so with that being said, English level, the higher it is, the better, right? And then number 3, so I clicked off the first 2 checkboxes. Great. Now it's my experience. How well am I able to express that experience on this video in a clear, concise way? So that's really what differentiates you with a top rated on the video scale. Now let's move to the work experience. I love the fact that generate over 2.5 million USD in revenue from 4 high converting product launches, captured 500K leads using meta ads with an average ROAS of 3+. All right. So what I love about it is hiring leaders love numbers, percentages. Now be able to back this up. Right. So on the interview, someone most likely will pull this up and say, hey, as a copywriter, right, Edmundo Velasco, I guess that was the YouTube channel, right? You were able to generate over 2.5 million USD in revenue. What ads or I'm sorry, what platforms were you using? Can you tell me a little bit about that secret sauce? I'd love to learn. And then be prepared for someone to put you on the spot. So it's not all about just chat GPTing and saying, chat, I want to create a great profile, make me look like a G, and make me this great professional that I may potentially not be. Not saying this is what's happening here, right? Giving that example as to use AI, but be ready to back it up once on that interview. So well done. There's good numbers here, percentages. I want to actually show a bad example, right, of what not to put on your work experience. But what does that look like while I'm actually looking for it? One sentence. SDR, I would generate meetings through phone calls. That is horrible, right? That's not good. So this is a good example. That is not to detail. I've been a sales manager. Great. How many people were you managing directly, indirectly? What type of software were you guys using, tools efficiently there? Do you have a success story by leading that team? What type of campaigns were you leading? What type of industry was it, in case the title isn't self-explanatory, right? For Outbound Sales Pro, my man Lawrence was doing BDR work, right? So again, given the role of representing different clients in promoting their products, services to ICPs for possible collaborations. So this is good. I feel more comfortable knowing what he was doing as an outbound BDR. Great. Top Line Pro of Varsity Tutors. He was a lead generation specialist. Maybe he could have mentioned what type of tools he was using. Yeah, I don't really see it there. So you get my point. In order to get that top rated badge, be as specific as possible in your video, right? You have to have a really good English level. So I'm not saying only B2s and above get in there, but yeah, B2s, B2 advanced, C1s are definitely having access to that top rated badge quicker. If your English level is lower, hey, that just means you got to work harder and improve that English, right? And then thirdly, like I said, it's also your experience, how well you're able to express yourself, be clear and concise. A lot of you may have a lot of experience in different roles. You might start rambling around all over the place. You need to, all right, woosah, let me place each specific job role and experience with that, right? And then on the video, you're able to express yourself. But yeah, that's what a top rated badge, that's how you'll get a top rated badge, right? So professional picture, a very good impacting headline title, your video introduction, you need to project, confidence. You need to have a really good English level. You need to be able to express your experience very well. We recommend a minute to 2 minutes, right? So that is what allows you to have a top rated badge. That's it. Those are the main attributes. So we have activation in the marketplace. We have how do I stand out even more, and how am I able to be proactive, and click on these apply now, you get a top rated badge. So if you're not activated, now you know what you need. Reach out to us if you have any questions, but everything's pretty self-explanatory. You log in, you complete your profile, and we will get to it, and it'll get activated. If it's been a while, reach out to us. If you're activated, but you would like to hit apply now, then make sure that you clicked on, you checked off all the boxes I just mentioned to be a top rated. If it's English level, reach out to me, send me a quick voice note. We can discuss it real quick, right? Reach out to the team and let's get you on that top rated badge. That's it. Now, let me stop sharing screens before we move forward to the do's and don'ts, right, guys and girls? So there's a lot of do's and don'ts in the interview phase, but I'll give you a few, and then, hey, if you guys have some, feel free to jot them in there, be helpful for the community. But yeah, there's definitely a lot. So I wrote down a few. Let's start off with the positive, which is the do's. So being early to an interview. I know it sounds silly, like, hey, man, hey, Danny, come on, man. We're all adults here. We know. You don't. You really don't, right? There's people that will get there late And again, excuses to reasons, everyone will have a good one, a valid one, or not so valid. But nonetheless, you're starting off on the wrong foot. So as simple as it sounds, be early. Be early to that interview. If it's set for 10:30 a.m., right now I'm on Central Time, 10:30. That means you should be there now, right? Be there now. If I'm there on time, I'm late. If I'm there early, I'm right on time. So the reason for that is we know that we have tech issues. We're currently working and we're running back home, and we want to be in our great desk so they can see where we're working from remotely, right? And I'm looking for my next big push. I have a doctor's appointment. My kids, I got to pick them up, and I thought I'd make it home on time. There's some crazy traffic in Medellin, Colombia. So there's a lot of reasons, excuses, or some people are just like, shit, I forgot, right? No one really tells me the truth and tells me that. But hey, we can agree that there's always going to be a reason or an excuse. So what you can quickly do, and I'm sorry to ramble on just that silly point, but what you can do and what is in your control is to log in early. That will move me on to my next piece, which is be resourceful. Be resourceful is a general tip, but what I mean by be resourceful is if you're running late because you're in a traffic jam, if you're caught somewhere, right? And again, it's not because you're in some life-threatening situation, but if it's not an emergency and you have an interview set, I would highly recommend, right, that you're resourceful enough to log in from your phone, right? Even if you're trying to get on your computer, instead of canceling. Hey, Danny, I'm not going to make it. Can you cancel the interview? No, you should log in from your phone and let them know, guys, I apologize. Here I am. How's it going? Danny here. So I was trying to rush to my house, but yeah, taking my daughter to school. But yeah, I can have the interview. How's it going? Nice to meet you. So take over, have ownership, be professional. That it goes a long way, right? So with that being said, I said we're going to start off with the do. So I might flip and flop. So don't cancel an hour before the interview. Don't do it. Don't do it unless it's an emergency, right? Something really happened and you have to. You have to. Because again, you're not starting off on the right foot. If it's because you're having audio issues, like I said, go with be resourceful. I had an issue the other day. I had a coaching session, and through the computer, my audio was not working. I can hear perfectly, but she couldn't hear me. I got on my phone, right? My nice broken phone, and I used it as the audio, right? So I still had the visual here, kept it personal, and then I used my phone for the audio, right? Pretty sure you guys have thought about it. If you haven't, hey, there we go. There's another little tip. Don't do it. Don't if you guys decline an interview an hour before, it just looks unprofessional unless there's literally you cannot move and there's an emergency. Enough said. Let's see. Have your camera on, right? So if you literally are taking the interview like this is bad. This is a no. You already know without asking Danny or the CloudTask team, hey, can you get some feedback about the client? What do you think I did? Literally, you have to be someone that's been in the industry for over 12 years, spoken the best crazy stuff you've ever said on an interview for this to be successful. So something simple, but again, turn on the camera. Oh, Danny, my camera's not working. Guess what? Well, we're going to flip it. Your camera's on for your computer. I'm sorry, your camera's on for your phone, and then you're talking on your computer, right? So that's what you're going to do. You're not going to leave that to be an excuse like, Danny, I had a bad hair day. That's on you. You know what time the interview was. That's on you. For the ladies, hey, I didn't get dressed up. I didn't have my makeup on. That's on you. That is on you. It's best for them to see that natural beauty instead of a camera. I'm sorry, the no face candidate, right? So make sure you guys turn on your camera, and when you do, dress professionally, right? I did it already, but look, hey, I got my sweater. Right there, ready to go. It's hot in Medellin. I get it, but I have a nice jacket on. I'll get a polo. Hey, it's not laundry day. Do what you have to do, but make sure that you're coming across as professionally as possible. Let me see here. Be resourceful. Got that over. Don't cancel. We got that as well. Don't negotiate, guys, your salary on the first interview. And again, that's just a recommendation. Reason for that, you don't know if you're getting to the second round. You don't know if they're already considering you at a higher amount. You could use that question for something more impactful. So again, not saying you can't. I would recommend you wait for the second interview for that. That way you can potentially, come up with a stronger offer for yourself. So keep that in mind. Don't negotiate or even bring up the salary. Now, on the flip side, be prepared. Be prepared for the question. Hey, Danny, so how much are you looking to make on a monthly basis with OTE, on target earnings plus commissions, right? All this stuff might be thrown at you. Okay. You don't want to say, it's $3,000, $2,800, $4,000, $10,000, right? You want to be able to give a concise answer, right? You want to be able to mention, hey, well, at my current job, if you're currently working, at my previous job, I was earning about $3,200 plus commissions. I was making about $800 to $1,000 on commissions monthly. So let's say, yeah, 4K, 4,200. If I'm passive, I get that lever of saying, hey, look, I'm making 4K, not really looking to move out of the zone I'm in unless I'm going to be at 5K, right? So again, know that. Be smart, guys, by looking at the job post that we're sharing with you. If they're placing their $2,000, I am willing to put my yearly salary that 1,000 is going to be the top, right? There might be one or two cases that a company goes over 1,000 from their original budget, but that is a very rare case. So with that being said, if you're negotiating and you're going for an SDR position, for instance, and it's 2K, that means that 25 to 27 is probably your ceiling, right? So keep that in mind. Don't self-sabotage yourself. I've had people sometimes on these interviews, the hiring leader asks, hey, so what would make you happy, as far as a monthly, income? $8,000, and they're offering $2,000, right? So okay, not going with this one. So keep that in mind. Even if the question is, what would you magically love to have? If you could move a magic wand, what would you be happy? They're literally asking you, I want to know if this relationship is going to make sense now, 3 months, 6 months, and a year from now. So if we're too far off, I'm not even going to get into this relationship. So keep that in mind before throwing out a crazy number just because, hey, this is what I would love to earn. Be realistic. Not sure how long, those bills can wait, or, everyone, has different responsibilities in life, right? But yeah, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So don't negotiate, but be prepared. Be prepared to answer, look, I'm looking to make XYZ. I've already worked for companies in the last 7 years with my proven success track record. I believe XY is a good number to start off. But yeah, I'd love to hear out, what opportunities you have, what's the commission structure, bonus structure, and then flip it on them, right, with a question. And then finally, guys, if you're given assignments, assessments, tasks, anything at all, know you're not the only one being given that assessment to, right? Sometimes I'm under the impression that you guys are too chill and you're like, hey, I'll get around to it. It's the weekend. I'll get over it. Again, I'm not someone to dictate when you do your assessment, but you can control what you can control, which is doing it as well as possible and as quickly as possible. And there will be someone that's hungrier than you and that's going to submit it faster than you. So with today's age of ChatGPT and all these AI, use that to your advantage for speed and then work on the qualitative piece on your own. But again, only you guys know the urgency that you have to get the job, but know it's a competition. So if you're given an assessment, an assignment, make sure you turn that in, right? You turn in that homework assignment as quick as possible so you can get that A+. Don't turn it in quickly if you know it's going to be an F or a D. If you're going to get a D, hey, man, just hold off for another hour or two, another day. Give yourself another day and work for that B+, right? So So yeah, those would be the do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. Yeah, that would be it. That would be it for now. I think I mentioned quite a few. Now, what I'd like to do is we're gonna actually check out an interview, a successful interview, right? Of an individual named Christian. And going before we already went over these do's and don'ts, right? I'd like to pause the video and yeah, make any adjustments just so you guys can see, if he's able to bring those things to life, right? So like researching about a company, being early on an interview, all those things. Let me share screens real quick. I just want to make sure it's with computer sound. All right. Perfect. All right, Chrome tab. Beautiful. All right. So my man Chris in his nice office, got a nice polo on. I love it. And he's there early. So I should probably give you guys the context. So down here, chorus allows me to see, what time, when someone starts speaking, all that good jazz, right? So as you can see, he's here early. You can see chorus here on the right-hand side. So he is here 4 minutes in, and then Herman comes in 9 minutes. So my man's here for 9 minutes, and this will happen, guys. This will happen. Love the fact that he's here early, because guess what? It's always best for him to have to wait, right? Meaning Christian, instead of the hiring company saying, "Hey, Danny, been on this, bridge 5 minutes. Is this guy going to show up? Is this lady showing up?" Right? You're already starting off on the wrong foot. Oh no, time zones. I messed up. I was looking at I fell asleep. So many excuses and reasons, like I mentioned before, right? But you're already off on the wrong foot. The right foot is being on time, which means being early, right? So my man is 9 minutes early. Kudos to my man Christian. Now, to give you some quick insight, because as you can see, there's a big gap right here. Herman was on a call, jumped on with Chris. Hey, Chris, I apologize, jumping on that quick call. So let's hear it. Get 10 minutes.
Hey, Herman, good afternoon.
What time works?
Hey, brother, I'm still on a sales call. I need about five more minutes. I apologize. I'll be right. Okay.
All right, he jumped off. My man's multitasking. Guys, we can multitask, right? Checking that out. Now let's fast forward to when Herman jumps on, right? So we checked off on the first one, which was be early. Be early. Second one, well dressed and have the camera on. Love it. All right. Let's see what else we get in here while this is loading. All right, come on, chords. Let's give that a quick little pause. And while I give that a second, I'll zoom in here. Again, you get a little 53% Christian speaking to 47% Herman speaking. Not bad for an interview, right? On an interview, this is actually quite well. On a sales call, we usually want the prospect to speak a little bit more so we can diagnose the situation before actually just bombarding them with features. So let's check it out. Herman jumps back on.
Okay. How are we doing?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Good, man. I apologize. Was a big deal. Big deal that's in the works. And I apologize. Had to run a little bit late and kind of play around there. You know how it is. So yeah, ready to chat with you, sir. You guys are from CloudTask, right?
That is great. I am from CloudTask.
Awesome, man. So good to meet you. Name is Herman. I work directly with Matt, with all of our teams, all of our clients. I have no idea why this is doing this. I'm not in my office today. I'm working from home, so I don't have my usual setup, my usual screens, everything. So this looks weird. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, there we go. Cool. So yeah, man, would love to obviously learn a little bit more about you. What we're looking for, as I think I mentioned to CloudTask, we're looking for a top person to do outbound. We're very straightforward, simple. We need somebody that has the experience, that can call. Obviously, we want to make sure that you're a good culture fit and you're gonna fit right in. But somebody that's not afraid of the phone, somebody's not afraid of calling up the businesses, of following the process of hunting. We are competitive with with our pay. I can guarantee you that. And then kind of going from there. So I'd like to know more about you, and then kind of go.
So that's amazing.
All right. And a quick parentheses there. So usually on interviews, on the very beginning, it goes either two ways, right? And again, there could be more, but mainly notice that it's either what have you researched about us? What do you know about us? What made you fall in love with us? Why did you apply for this company, right? So basically, did you do your research? What do you know about us? Or companies will tell you right away, hey, look, this is what we're looking for, this and that, this and that. And then they want to go into, tell me a little bit about yourself, right? So it's either going to be or both, right? It's either both or one or the other. As far as what do you know about us? Did you do your research? Tell me a little bit about us. And it's not that you have to become a subject matter expert. It's more, tell me in a clear, concise way what it is we do from what you were able to research, and then let them know, did I get that right? Is that basically what you guys do? And then move forward, right? But if that doesn't go that way, which is how Herman just did it, Herman's flipping it where he's telling him what he's looking for. And he's like, hey, love for you to tell me a little bit more about yourself. Now, I hope Christian, which I know he won't, but some of you will go into more of a personal side, right? Hey, this guy Herman's really cool. He just jumped on the call a little late. I'm feeling a little loose. Hey, tell me a little bit about yourself. Yeah, man, my name's Danny. I have 4 cats, 2 dogs, a hamster. I love playing rugby. I've been playing rugby for the last 12 years. And yeah, man, live in Medellin, Colombia. I don't know if you've ever been here, but it's freaking awesome. I love it here. Been down here for about 12 years now. And yeah, I studied economics, currently in my 3rd semester. So you just spoke a lot, but you didn't say anything, right? So keep in mind that you want to go ahead and tell them your most relevant work experience, because that's really what they want to hear about. So you need to think about an elevator pitch. If you guys have done sales before, think of an elevator pitch now for yourself. I'm going to give Herman a really great elevator pitch about myself. So that way, the questions that he has aren't so cutthroat, right? The questions that he has might be a little bit, okay, all right, awesome. All right, walk me through this. Okay. Sometimes when you don't express yourself that well and you're getting looked at for a sales role, hey, let's do a quick role play. Let's do this. All right, let's do a quick role play. Or vice versa. You're doing a good job and the company's like, I want to put you to the test. All right, you're talking a lot. Let's see if you can walk the walk. All right, let's do a role play. So what I'm saying with that is be prepared. Always do research about the company. The question may come up, it might not. And then be prepared for an elevator pitch. Express yourself in about a minute, minute and a half on on what you've done in the past and how it's relevant to the role that you're being interviewed for today, right? So let's move forward.
I see why CloudTask lined me up first. I've been
all right. A little confidence aspect there.
7 years.
Yeah.
In numerous amount of industries, from AI to doing what CloudTask does, selling sales agencies, from working in industry for healthcare. It's just real estate. Just been in a numerous amount of industries. I've been in sales for about 7 years now as a BDR, SDR. I have held AE roles in the past. I've always achieved quota, always hitting our targets in terms of qualifying these at-bats and bringing them on for AEs to fill up their pipeline. I love the phone. This is my strong suit, is cold calling. And I've been able to make sure all our clients in the past 7 years are happy with what we bring to the table and what we work with.
Awesome. Okay. Love it. Oh, as I said, I'm not in my office. I almost fell from the freaking chair. So cool. Tell me a little bit about your cold calling, right? So what's been your process? What do you feel like you've kind of figured out? Because obviously there's levels to the game, and you figure out stuff that you learn, or you figure stuff out. What has been your process to when you get blow offs in the beginning. You're like, hey, you're calling somebody and they need something. What you have is needed for them. They're just not willing to listen. Like, what's been your process? What's your way of handling those situations?
Yeah, so just going back to the drawing board, seeing what questions really relevate with these prospects for them to, open up and, talk
Yep.
about pain and or, things that slowing them down that they didn't even know was there, or they needed to know was there, but they just don't want to talk about it. Just ask them the right questions to have them open up to that, and then just keep pushing it. Uh, Cold calls are usually very interesting because you don't know that person. You're interrupting their day. So if you have great tonality, you're asking the right questions that is relevant for them, and are able to position your product to help alleviate that, then you have value in that call, and then it brings them.
When you say cold call, what do you mean by cold call? How do you define a cold call for yourself?
This person doesn't know who I am. They don't know what we offer. They don't know what company am I calling from. I just know what their title is, what they do, what company, and just keep nurturing these cold calls and eventually have them warm. And when the time is right, timing is also a big thing for a lot of companies. So when the timing is right, just keep that iron in the fire and just pull it out whenever it's that time for them.
Yeah. Okay. So you're talking, these are like people that didn't even opt in, right? Like,
Yes,
didn't even opt in.
that's correct. I only do cold calls pretty much. I've never really had warm leads. I've most of my cold calls are brand new, straight, fresh batch leads.
Would you say you're a black belt at this point in cold calling?
I would say that in most of these campaigns, clients for CloudTask, I am the person that you use my script, use my calls, and they replicate it for all the SDRs, BDRs for them to get up to par on what I'm bringing to the table. So that's always been the case for all the campaigns, all the clients that I've had for CloudTask. We listen to my cold calls and we replicate it, and then our team sees success together.
Experience going through gatekeepers to the owner, decision maker.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can we do a quick role play just for what's like an offer that you most recently been cold calling?
All right, quick parentheses. So again, interview's going very well. Seems Herman is, and what I like about this interview, it's not the traditional, like, tell me your strengths, tell me your work experience. What industries? Okay, it's question that kind of jumps off from topic. Herman's asking what question that kind of feeds onto the next one, piggybacks onto the next one, and then goes on to the next one. So Herman perfectly well, asking really good questions, and then, hey, so you're a black belt at this time, huh? You mind doing a little role play? So again, let's do this. All right. Of course, if you say no on an interview, know that you're not moving forward, right? They're not going to move forward. So again, talk the talk, but if you can walk the walk. So let's see Christian walking the walk. Let's see what he's able to express. But again, he's flowing through it pretty well because he was able to express his experience in a short, clear, concise way. And he hit all the things we mentioned. What type of industries, what type of tools he's used, right? What type of roles he has experience in. And he threw in some good business jargon, business acumen, allowing my man Herman to feel confident and comfortable that Christian knows the industry. He's been in the space before, right? So awesome. Let's keep listening.
Calling for.
Recently I was in the short-term rental space, so I was reaching out to I was in charge of enterprise. That was only me. So because I have a lot of experience speaking to enterprise accounts, so just speaking to owners, VPs, directors of these big companies to get them to use our platform to help guest screen their properties. So, and in my first week at this company, actually my first day cold calling, I brought in an opportunity, and a week later it closed. So I made the company $10,000 ROI my first week.
Love it.
And
Okay.
I have a lot of recommendations.
Sharing the success story. That's great. All right. Letting them know, hey, within my first week timeline, I was able to help the company get X amount of revenue. Okay, awesome.
Recommendations from sales agencies, directors of sales is recommending me a lot.
So what's the offer that you're like, kind of, if I'm the owner, like, what is it that I'm getting on there? Like, who am I? Who am I as an owner?
So let's say you are someone in charge of guest screening or making sure that you guys are not experiencing that much fraud or chargebacks when it comes to renting your short-term properties. I would call
Yeah,
you.
that use multiple properties, or we're just kind of like a third party that does the screening?
No,
process?
multiple properties. You guys are owners of the properties.
Okay,
Right.
cool. So let's imagine I'm like an owner of a property.
Yeah. So let's
Oh,
say you
yeah.
own a let's say
Yeah.
you own a property. I'll just ring you up. Ring.
Yes. Hello, this is John. How may I direct your call?
Hi, John. This is Christian with obviously wanted to reach out. I know you were expecting my call. I hope this is not a bad time for one or two questions. That's right with you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Herman. So recently, I noticed that there's been a very big uptick in chargebacks and fraud in your area. We wanted to reach out, see how you guys are handling that at the present moment.
We're not, man, but I actually like I'm in the middle of like jumping into a meeting. Like how long is this gonna take?
Yeah, no, this is very quick. We just wanted to briefly reach out and see how you guys are currently handling things like chargebacks and fraud. We've seen a very big uptake
Yep.
in chargeback and fraud in Florida, and
Yeah.
our biggest client, Ormi, has been able to reduce chargebacks and fraud by over 90%, seeing ROI in the first couple weeks.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's been kind of a headache, honestly. It's been recently. How do you guys help?
Yeah, so we're actually the only company that are using artificial intelligence to use 4 times more databases than any other platform to guest screen and verify these guests. Therefore, preventing things like chargebacks and fraud and even damages done to your guys' property that you guys work hard on maintaining and upkeeping.
Okay, cool. Let's pause there. Let's try a situation where let me ask you this before.
So now he wants a second role play, right? Within his industry. All right. So that's your industry. Sounds okay. Now let's see how quickly you can adapt. Understand what it is I do. Do you know what HVAC is? You know what blue collar does? No? Okay. This is what they do. You do know. All right. Let's do a quick role play. So then they go into it again. Let's check it out.
Beforehand. Like, are you familiar with the blue collar space at all? Like logistics, HVAC companies, plumbing companies, businesses in that space. Like, have you ever worked with any companies like that, like blue collar guys?
Blue collar, no,
Real estate.
blue collar, I have not.
Okay, you have not. So I'm gonna just throw you under the bus here a little bit. You don't need to be perfect. I just kind of want to see how you're gonna handle it.
Quick pause there. Something that someone from CT taught me a long time ago. So instead of saying no, you're not going to lie. I'm not saying you lie. You just say not yet. Little mindset difference, right? Of I haven't yet. Have you worked in blue collar? Not yet. Letting them know, like, I will. I'm looking for this job. This job, I might get it. So this is the opportunity. So just a little mindset difference of instead of saying no, you can always say not yet. Right? You know how to drive a helicopter? Not yet. Do you know how to speak Portuguese? Not yet. Fala portugués? What? No, that is Portuguese. Do you speak French? Right? So not yet. Keep that in mind. Instead of saying no.
Let's say that you're calling an office of a company that does plumbing for the local area, right? And you're trying to help them improve their systems, right? You helped one of the clients grow their company from 2 million to 7 million, and you reduce the business owner's work time from like 60 hours a week to sub 20 hours a week over the past 2 years, right? Just giving you some stats. And your idea is just to connect with the owner. You're calling the office. You're going to get a gatekeeper. I'm going to pretend I'm a gatekeeper, and then I'm going to pretend that I'm a business owner. So I just want to see how you're going to get through to the owner and what you're going to say.
Okay,
Right.
let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Hello, ring.
Yes, this is John with Encode Corp. How may I direct your call?
Hi, John. This is Christian with Blue Collar King. I was hoping to speak to Stefan.
Yes. What is this in regards to?
Yeah, this is regards to growth, internal growth. He should be expecting my call.
Yeah, awesome. Let me just check. Hello, this is Herman.
Hi, Herman. This is Christian with Blue Collar King. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, Herman, I have a quick question for you. We've recently helped companies in your space grow from 2 million to 6 million, and we have wanted to simply reach out and see if you guys are looking to grow and within the next couple of weeks or months.
Cool. That's good. I like it. You've been quick on your feet. I'm not gonna drill you more on that.
I mean, we have to. I mean, usually we only have 2 or 3 days to onboard and get all the product knowledge and their
I know.
terminology, so you have to be quick.
You're good. You're good, man. I like it. So tell me a little bit about yourself. This is going to be a weird question. What are your top 3 core values as a person overall?
All right, so I'm gonna fast forward a bit more, right? So as you can see, the interview's already looking positive. It's looking good. Let's check out and see what other key pieces are being discussed, right? So now Herman is digging a little bit deeper in Christian. Let's check out and see what you're looking for.
The person?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like seeing my colleagues be successful in all the campaigns. I know that we don't all have the same experience or
Next question.
pipeline. That's what we do.
So I know you've been working with many different companies. Like, are you in a position? What are you looking for? Just kind of like a straight up question. Like, what kind of position are you looking for? Are you looking for kind of like a project that you could be part of? Are you looking to be part of a company that you can stay with long term? Like, what is it?
Right. Yeah. Right now, I'm looking for stability. I'm looking for something to do that I can every day work hard on it. Make these calls, reach my KPIs, and just make as much money as I can. I've been in sales for about 7 years now. I was able to buy my first apartment, which I'm currently at right now. I'm 27 years old, so I've been doing this pretty young. I've seen I've been able to see success if I'm not no longer paying rent, I own. But I just want to keep going hard in sales, and just do what I do best. I have fun doing this. So
Love it. Tell me this, man. So you're looking for a full-time gig, I guess, and something for stability. Are you working with somebody right now? Like, what's your current situation with?
yeah, so
Let's see if the question comes up of how much money are you looking to make, right? I thought that was the question that was going to come up.
Surprised with my work since it was my first sales gig. They were a little skeptical about it, but once they started hearing me on the phones, it was over from there.
Okay, nice, dope, man. So you're in Medellin too, right?
Yes, sir. I'm in Medellin.
Okay, nice, man. So we can actually meet. I'm working out of I got myself like an office space in Medellin, so like we can maybe even meet.
Awesome.
So cool. So you're obviously helping him out. So is this something that's kind of like a part-time you can fully transition into a company if it made sense, or how that
they're still talking about
take home. CloudTask takes 10%
the transition. So let's see. Now they're discussing, right? Let's see how this comes up. This could be helpful for everyone. Let me go back a little bit. All right.
The money that we're going to be able to provide, but like what kind of money you want to be making over the next 12 months?
All right, there we go. So that's the question I wanted to hear. So it's not coming up proactively from Christian, but again, it's a very good sign if you just flowed very well in an interview, you did a role play and you did decently well. And now they're asking, how much are you looking to make within 12 months? So that's yearly. So that's, you do the math, 12 times, all right, 3 times, right? So that is a great question to be asked as a candidate. Awesome. Let's see how this is done. Because again, there's always a good way, better way we could do things. Let's check out and see how Chris did it.
Like, what would you need right now on a monthly basis? What would you need in 12 months? All together, let's say all bonuses, all bases together. What would you want to do? Because I'm going to talk with, we're going to find something customized to you that you can make the money that you want, right? I want to be very clear. Our goal is that you make the money that you want, and we'll kind of create the model around it. So like, what do you want to be making now?
So take home, CloudTask takes 10% of what I make. So take home for the last 2 years, 2.5 years, I've been 2,500 plus commissions. Commissions is usually, let's say, $20 to $50 per appointment attended, right? So the prospect attends the meeting. You guys give them the demo, and depending on the average deal size, sometimes I take a percentage or a commission. if when once they sign contract, the deal goes through. That way, I'm not just because most of the time these prospects.
So you're getting a base of 2250 after CloudTask.
No, CloudTask is I get 25 after CloudTask.
Okay, cool. So they were getting around. So you're getting around 2,500. That's great. That's what I wanted to hear. So you're getting 2,500 plus you were getting around. So you were making what, around $4,000, 4.5, somewhere along that range.
Yeah, like 35.
Right.
Yeah, 35, 3.
Cool. So that's what you were making. What do you want to be? I know you want stability. If you had a job that you're stable, you're crushing it, you're doing calls and you're consistent, what do you want to be making ASAP?
Really, right now, I'm open to hearing offers with that I just explained, like that amount. I live comfortably. I'm able to do my thing. But I'm open to hearing offers.
Giving you an opportunity to do more. I'm giving you an opportunity to come up with some higher
on,
numbers
Chris.
than 3,500. So how much do you want to be? 12 months from now, we're working together. You're crushing it. How much do you want to be making a month? Let's say 12 months from now.
Again, he's doing this for a few reasons, right? He's gauging how ambitious this individual is. Okay, he's going to show up. He's going to do his job, and he's going to do okay. So, oh man, look, right now for me to transition, 3,500, 3,200. That's what I would like. But honestly, from a year from now, when I'm closing deals or I'm bringing these big deals to you, since I've done enterprise before, I want to be looking at 5K, 5,500 with commissions, right? So that's an area of opportunity for my man Chris. All right, cool. Let's finish.
Yeah, so 12 months from now, I want to be at least at 32, 35 base. And then we can crank numbers on, depending on how much opportunities, how much pipeline am I bringing in, we can work on, a percentage or how much you guys are willing to pay for every at bat that I bring to the table that is qualified, that you guys are able to, consider. That would be an ideal for me. As sales reps, our bread and butter is really commissions. If I book 100 appointments or 50 appointments in the next 3 months, and let's say 60-70% show, and you're paying me them at $45, $50 per appointment, that's good. That's a good amount of money for commissions.
All right, cool. So guys, we're going to be wrapping up this video, right? 33 minutes in. I would say it's been a very successful interview. There's another 9 minutes left, probably 1 or 2 last questions. Awesome. So this again, guys, was an example of a successful interview and then a successful hire. Because again, Christian did end up and got hired, right? So that'd be it for this session, guys. We don't have any questions. Typically, this is our Q&A session, but once again, feel free to join next Wednesday. And if you haven't been activated, make sure you reach out. You check all those boxes off. If you're already activated and you'd like to get that top-rated badge, reach out to us. We want to make sure that if you have worked on all of the things listed, then you should have that top-rated badge, guys. All right, have a great one. Till next one.